Hello everyone. Hi. Hello. There are very few things that I hate filming more than intros to videos that I make on YouTube, so I will alleviate the pain for both of us, and I'm just going to get right into this discussion that I have been wanting to have for a long time, and I've put it off, but to be honest, I have not been happy on YouTube for a while, for like a large part of 2020, even though there were a lot of positive things that happened on my channel. Secretly, there were things that made me really, really unhappy. And in general, I've just been unhappy with certain things in my life. So I'm going to be explaining to you kind of where I'm at right now, what my plans are for 2021, and kind of how I plan to get myself out of this weird situation. And in order to explain that to you, I'm going to have to kind of take you back to 2018 when my YouTube career really started kind of taking off, or whatever you want to call it, when I started doing YouTube full-time as a job. Many of you know that I have had a YouTube channel for about 11 years now, so I've had my channel for a long time, but it didn't become my full-time job until around like June or July of 2018. And it all kind of started to happen very quickly, which was obviously very exciting, a little bit scary as well, and just very confusing because it was not something that I ever really anticipated doing full-time. Although I will say one little off-track tidbit of information. When I made my YouTube channel back in, I don't know, 2009 or whenever it was, when I created my username, I remember thinking in my head, I need to make it something really cool in case my channel ever somehow like grows massively. And because I was listening to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs on repeat, it became itsblitzzz, which I thought was just so cool at the time. And it's just kind of been like that ever since. In case you have ever wondered where my channel name came from. But anyways, back to 2018, I have a whole video explaining kind of like how I left my bartending job, because prior to doing YouTube, I was still bartending. I quit my job. It was really stressful, and my channel became my full-time source of revenue within like a matter of 2 or 3 months. And I am so grateful for that. I can never, like, I don't know, can never express my gratitude properly. Initially, when I started, the revenue that I was earning that was consistent was from advertising, Google AdSense, so like ads that play in front of my videos, through my videos, whatever. And that was just kind of like steady revenue. Yeah, it was like a constant kind of stream of income. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was enough to pay my bills and support myself financially, so I kind of just went with it, and then gradually I started getting some brand deals here and there. Like the very first brand deal that I got was a video where this company asked me to shave my legs with a set of very sharp ceramic knives. It was a strange request, but I was super into it. I thought it was really cool, and I got paid $700, which was a lot of money for me at the time, okay? And a lot of money still. It's still like a considerable chunk of change, but it was just like really exciting that anyone would want to advertise their products on my channel. So after that first initial paid video, I gradually started to get more brand sponsorships. And at the time, like I didn't have a manager, I didn't have anybody helping me out, so I didn't know what I was supposed to be asking for as far as compensation. I didn't know how to like negotiate higher rates for myself. So I'm sure like, well, I'm not gonna talk bad about any companies, but you know, I didn't really know how to assert myself into the YouTube world and kind of stand up for myself and ask for what was fair in exchange for my time. That entire process was a really big learning experience for me, and now I'm very lucky to have 2 managers that I work with. They are very supportive. They have my best interests in mind 100%. And I actually think that's really hard to find in the social media world. I think what I'm trying to explain in this video, and what is important for me to articulate with you guys, is when you become a public figure on social media, an influencer, or whatever you want to call it, and brands are aware that you have like an engaged audience, inevitably you start getting this workflow and you start getting a lot more opportunities to do paid work, which in itself is very cool because, you know, then you can support yourself through the content that you are creating. However, in doing so, I feel that my channel is becoming less about the content that I want to create and more about me trying to fit brand deals and sponsorships into my videos, and I feel that I've always done it naturally. And a lot of I mean, every single brand I work with is a brand that I want to work with. I don't sign deals just to sign deals. I reject companies and partnerships like every single day, and I'm very selective. However, finding a balance has been very difficult for me. I feel like what has happened over the past 6 months especially is that I've gotten so much work, more work than I could even accept. Like, I've turned down jobs with brands and companies that I respect and would want to work with simply because I just don't have the time to complete that many projects. And having an abundance of work is desirable. Like, it's great, you know? I feel very privileged and lucky to be working right now and having this steady stream of work available to me. But at the same time, I feel like I'm losing the heart of my channel and what I want to be producing on YouTube to satisfy these brand requirements. Or, you know, not requirements, but to satisfy my contracts that I am obligated to fulfill because I've signed them. And obviously that's something that I've done. To kind of give you guys like a better idea, if I only accept like 3 YouTube brand deals a month, which might not seem like a lot, but it basically fills up all of the content that I'm going to create for the month, because typically I would say I can produce 1 video a week, and I don't always do that. So maybe like 3 to 4 videos a month. The time it takes to film a video, edit a video, get it approved, all that, it really is like a time-consuming process, especially editing. Do not get me started on editing. That's definitely the most time-consuming part of the process, but all of it takes a lot more time than you would probably expect. But basically, if I'm taking 3 brand deals a month, I feel like I've already limited myself from the content that I want to create, because now I'm obligated to fit these 3 brand integrations into videos. It just makes me feel uncomfortable knowing that I'm limiting the content I really want to create, which is why I want to be on YouTube in the first place. To share things about my life, to have deep and meaningful conversations, hopefully, with you guys. And I also feel like sometimes I just want to sit down and film a video or vent about something or open a serious conversation, and it would be really awkward and weird to then like stick a brand plug in the middle of that. The reason that this has been on my mind and kind of like eating away at me is because for the past however many months, I feel like I've just been living on this schedule where I'm constantly having deadlines, I'm constantly like memorizing information and scripts, and I mean, you know, I'm probably not the most easy creator to work with when it comes to branded content anyways, because I don't ever stick to the script. I fight the PR companies on the script. I don't like when it seems like marketed. Like if I'm promoting a product, I want to tell you about my real experiences with it. I want to tell you the pros and the cons, and I usually manage to do that. But I don't know. I just feel like this year I want to mold my content around what I actually love and what I actually really want to talk about. And sometimes I might not even know what that is until the day of. And I just feel this like very large disconnect from all of the sponsored content that is continuously pushed on us through social media. And I would like to lessen my connection to it. That does not mean I'm not accepting brand deals at all. I already honestly signed some contracts for this year at the end of 2020. I pretty much pushed back all of my jobs for January, and I'm just trying to space things out a bunch more. A perfect schedule for me would be doing like 1 or 2 max brand integrations a month, and then just filming whatever I want to film. And that means I'm going to make a lot less money than I could, and I'm okay with that. because I think the quality of my life and also the quality of my content is going to be better and more authentic to what I'm wanting to produce. Like, I will say this, social media is such a wild place, and when it comes to creators, the potential to make money on these platforms is insane. Like, it's something that I never really thought would happen for me, and when I see even my own numbers, I can kind of speculate on how much money other creators may be making, although it is definitely difficult to predict with certainty, but you can kind of like imagine some of the numbers that larger creators are making, and in some ways it gives you like motivation, because you kind of think like that's maybe where your channel's headed. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it is money definitely does not make you happy, although it can certainly alleviate a lot of the burdens that you may face from not making money. On the one hand, it does give you that financial security, so you don't have to constantly worry about paying your bills and providing for yourself and meeting your basic needs and everything. But I feel that I will be much happier as a person when I'm not kind of used as a tool to market a multitude of products all the time. I hope this is making sense. Last year, anytime I had a deadline, I was suffering from so much anxiety, like leading up to it. And then once I had completed that deadline and turned a project in, instead of feeling some sort of relief, I felt bombarded by my next deadline and my new project that I was working on. And it was just this like continuous cycle, and I had all these videos that I was hoping to make, but a lot of my time was just maybe not allocated in the right way. And I wish that I had not done as many of those brand deals so that I could have focused on videos that I want to do. But honestly, it's another learning experience for me and for how I want to live my life on YouTube this year. And I've already like discussed this with my management, and they're fully like aligned with whatever I want to do, which is great. I feel like some managers or agents kind of encourage people to just take as much as they can do, or as much as possible. But now more than ever, I feel like I just need to step back a little bit and just breathe. The most terrifying part of not taking work for me is that I now have a lot more bills than I had previously, because I am a homeowner, which is very scary for me. I'm locked into my mortgage and all the bills associated with my new home, which I have never even seen before in person in my life. It is crazy. I was supposed to close on my house December 15th in person, and I didn't feel that it was safe to fly, so I closed remotely in Los Angeles, and I still have not been able to go there because of just safety concerns, honestly. But I'm hoping that I can get out there in the next couple of months. I'm just cool and content to go when it feels right, but I still obviously have to pay my mortgage and all those bills. And yeah, just knowing that I have all these additional bills, it is a bit scary, because like my lifestyle, it's not very lavish. I do a lot of activities, and that's my biggest expense usually. Like, I pursue a lot of hobbies. I will take classes and learn things whenever possible. So I would say I spend the most on like learning and experiences, but as far as basic bills, rent, food, I don't know, car, insurance, that kind of thing, my bills are not very high. And yeah, I don't know, just they're a lot higher now, okay? Hopefully this video did not bore you to tears. I just felt like I needed to get on here and kind of vent about my path on YouTube. I'm really hoping that in 2021 I can touch on some subjects that are a little bit deeper and more meaningful than just kind of me filming my life. Although I do still plan to film videos showing you guys my boring little days as well. And I absolutely will be filming a lot more ASMR this year. I definitely feel that I need to stick to what I feel in my heart, which is that I just want to produce the content that I want to produce. There will definitely be a brand sponsorship here and there. I'd also like to do a little bit more advertising on Instagram if those opportunities arise and they feel right. I don't really do too many like ads on Instagram, so I feel I could do one here and there and it would be totally natural. Again, I'm not going to accept anything unless it's a company that I want to work with. And to be honest, if we're being real, I can support myself just from posting these videos on YouTube, just from the advertising revenue. But if I want to like save money and plan for the future, whatever that means, I will be taking brand deals here and there. Okay? I feel like I say this in a lot of my videos, but there are so many things going on in my life behind the scenes that I have not shared on YouTube. And in 2020, I actually feel that I became much more of a private person after feeling this obligation to like maybe overshare things in my life. I don't really know why. I guess as a creator, sometimes you're expected to just put your life, all parts of your life on show for the world to see. And for a long time, I felt pretty okay with that. And now, like a large part of me really desires to have some privacy and to keep a lot of parts of my life off social media. And it's actually felt so nice to do that. And yeah, I guess all of that is just kind of growing and changing. And it's not even like secret things that nobody should know about. It's just very simple things in my life that I don't feel the need to share. However, I will be oversharing some very dark stories this year on YouTube. Some things that I've wanted to talk about. And then maybe at some point I'll change my mind about those videos and make them private or something as the world turns. I think I've said much of what I needed to say here. Hopefully it came across in a way that felt coherent and not just like a big rambling. Either way, I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope 2021 is off to an okay start. It's been a little bit shaky politically, as we all know. Not gonna discuss that on here, but it's already been like a little bit volatile, right? I really think this year is going to bring about great change in a lot of different aspects of all of our lives, and hopefully we will return to some kind of state of normalcy. Although I feel like I'll probably wear a mask for the rest of my life personally. But other than that, I really think this year has some amazing things in store for all of us, and I just can feel it inside of myself. So if you're having a hard time, know that many of us are also going through challenges and struggles of our own, but I really think this is going to be a good year, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for giving me a reason to put on this outfit for this video, which really looks like I'm going to an interview at a public library, and I have worked at one before, so no shade. I will see you guys all very soon in my next video. P.S. My next video I think is sponsored, and it's been in the works for a long time, so f off.